Hi everybody, welcome back to LL Honeycomb Homestead. Today we are still working on this chicken and we're going to make a not seasonal, well, might as well say seasonal because it's a change of season, but we're going to do a different blend of seasonings on these chicken legs. So if you're interested in wanting to know how I do mine, stay tuned. Before we go forward, we're still doing the raw pack method. I like using the raw pack method because it's fast and quick, and you'll go ahead and cook the chicken while it's in the pressure canner. You can do marinades, which I've showed you before. You can also just season it up. You can have some herbs with your chicken and everything, so that way when you get ready to pop that jar open, you'll have some. I keep saying rice because I love rice. But you have a bed of rice, or you can have your corn, green beans, mashed potatoes, whatever you want with your chicken. Different type of chicken, different flavors of chicken will go with every different meal that you put and prepare for your family. So I'm gonna quit talking. We're gonna raw pack this chicken legs. And we're gonna get this started. I'm almost done with all this chicken, y'all. But I've been enjoying it and showing you. So let's go ahead and dive into it. You can see I started up on some of the seasonings. I did some right here. And so, yeah, we're going to be doing up some seasonings first. And so far, what I've put in here, I've put in some bell pepper seasoning. So seasoning salt, because that's the only salt I'm going to be using. And some paprika and black pepper. I put in some bell pepper in them, and I also put some parsley in here. So and garlic. I'm getting ready to put all that in, and I've been using a teaspoon of each of the seasoning, and yeah, this stuff smells so good, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this seasoning in here and then get them all filled up, and we're gonna come back and fill it up with some chicken. We're gonna go ahead and do the chicken. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this seasoning in, and then and we'll be back. So excited, so excited. So I got my chicken over here beside me. We're getting ready to fill these up, these jars of chicken, and we're gonna just place it on in there, just like so. That y'all see as I'm turning the container, and yeah, get it on in there. So that way we can get it on in a pressure canner. And y'all, this seasoning smells so good, so good. So you see, it's not going down. So you're gonna have to get another piece of chicken, girl. See if I can find another piece. Nope. And if you don't have a small piece, go on to the next one. So yeah, just forget in there. Nope, that's not gonna fit either. Let's not force it. Let's not force it. Let's not force it. Now let's see if this one goes. Now that looked like it will. So I'll turn it the other way. Yep. But you want it to be able to get on down in there. So since it won't go down off in there, we'll go back to this one. So we're gonna go ahead and fill this one up. And go on in the other one. Let's see. Yep. So that's these chickens are kind of thick. I bet these were about like maybe 5 or 6 pounds, probably about 10 pounds. I don't know. We got some nice legs on them. Let's see if that one fits. Yeah. Yep, that one slid on in there. Do this one. Nope, that's not gonna fit. It might. I don't know. I just be scared because I don't want to bust nothing. So we're gonna These are raw packed, but I've had them in the refrigerator because um, until I got ready to start this video for y'all. So you don't want them to be, um, you know, solid frozen, but you want them to be cold because you're doing it in raw. Okay, so got that in there. So let's get the other one in there. Yep, that one fit. And it's not frozen. Let's see, get the other one in there. Yep. So we're gonna do 4 more, and then we'll come back and get those lids put on. Okay, y'all. So now we got all the chicken in, and we're getting ready to wipe the jars. And then after we wipe the jars, we're gonna put the lids and bands on. So I have me a clean towel right here, and we're getting ready to use this vinegar. And you need vinegar to cut the grease from the rims of the jars. And while you're doing that, you need to check and make sure that there's no cracks or anything on top of the lids. You want to wipe it down really good. Okay? Real good. Okay? And I have some good and hot sanitized lids. And now it's time to put the band on it. And now be finger tight. Finger tight, y'all. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay? Do the same thing with this one. Go wipe down the top of the lids. Wipe them down. Check for cracks. Checks for all those things. Or any kind of defect. And if you do, you're going to have to get another jar because you do not want to put that in that water. Okay, now that one's wiped. Get another lid from the water stash over here. And they will tend, ooh, it's hot. They will tend to stick together. Ooh. Okay, put that on top. Put another band on. You're tight. Yep. Next. So we're going to do all of these just like that. And then I'm going to take you over to the pot. So when I get these done, that's where we're going to. That pot, y'all. So be ready for it. And I'll set you back here in a second. Okay, family, now that you see all 7 jars are in the pots, you want to make sure that your manual gives you the amount of water. Mine gave me 3 quarts of water to put in here. You have some lines in here, so you'll be able to see how far it goes up. Mine is somewhere over here, but it's on the inside. So it's 3 quarts of water that I put in here. And after you get your jars in, it'll raise that water level where it needs to be at when it's time to press your can. Also, you want to make sure that when you use your pot, if you can see it right here, you want to be able to see through that. Okay, you want to make sure there's no clogs in there, nothing blocking it, because that's where your vent is going to be, your steam is going to be going through that, so you want that to be clear. You also have a the pin. You want that to be working. So that you want that to be working. And so, yeah, everything is correct on there. Now you're gonna put your pot on. See, yes, I'm gonna run my arrow right there. Where it needs to be. Okay, it's on there. Shit. I've always had problems trying to put this pot on there. We're gonna get it on there. It's gonna get on there. Okay. Now it's aligned right. Everything's on there. Now you want to close it up. Hear that snap? You know it's closed. See, I can't lift nothing up on there. You want to make sure that it is on the eye that it needs to be on there, on that surface of that cooking stove. Now you want to turn your eye up. Turn it up. And now you're going to wait till it brings to that pressure. Get ready, because it's going to start getting hot. And that's what you want to do, because you want the pressure. Okay, so you want your pot to start getting hot. And remind you, if your jars are cold, if your meat is cold, that means your water needs to be cold. Okay? Everything is cold when it comes to that raw pack. Okay, y'all, don't come for me. So let me show you, because I know you probably didn't see it. Okay, this is a pin, okay? This pin is going to go up when it reach its amount of pressure. This right here is the vent pipe, okay? So when we turn up on the high on the stove for this water to start boiling, when it gets to that certain temperature that it needs to be for it to vent, the steam is going to be coming through this right here. It's going to come straight through there. And if it's kind of like pucking a little bit, you do not want to time your vent yet. You want it to have it a steady flow. So when I come back on and you see that I have a steady flow when I show you, then from there, that's when you're going to set your timer for 10 minutes, because it needs to vent for 10 minutes, okay? So we're going to wait until this water builds up its pressure to where it needs to be for this flow of steam to come through, and I'll be back to show you what we do from that point, so that way you can see what I'm talking about. So just in case y'all didn't see it when I was showing the other angle and having the struggle bus getting this pot on. So I'll be back. Okay, family, I don't know if you can see it on your TV, phone, or whatever, but we got the steam coming up from that vent chamber right there. So I have a steady flow. So with that steady flow, you're going to time that for 10 minutes. That's what you want to set it for. And it needs to vent for 10 minutes. And then after that 10-minute bracket there, then for my elevation, I have to use 15 pounds. So after this vents for 10 minutes, I'm going to put my 15-pound gauge on here and on top of this. And then after I put that on there, then it's got to go through its phase again to build pressure of the 15 pounds for this pot. After it reaches that, it's going to start rocking. And I will show you each phase. But then that's when you set your timer for 90 minutes. When you're doing chicken in with the bone, the pressure is 90 minutes on the raw pack. Okay? I'll see you when I reach that 000 mark. That's when I know I'm at the end of my mark to put this weight gauge on. So stay tuned. Okay, family, now that you see the time is up, I'm getting ready to put my weight gauge on. And it's got to build its pressure up for this to begin to jiggle. Once this begins to jiggle, and it's got a rhythm that goes with it, and I'll show you how that rhythm looks. So now that I got that on there, 15 pounds, that's because of my elevation. I'm going to set the timer for 90 minutes. That's after I get this start. Right there, it builds its pressure up again to start making this jiggle. Do not start it until that movement start happening. And I'll show you when I come back from that. So you'll see. Stay tuned. Okay, y'all. So now that you see this, it's done reached its pressure point for my 15 pounds. I'm going to set the timer for 90 minutes. And it's going to continue on working itself. You see that? It's still moving. That's how I need it. It don't need to be vigorously, but it's like this so many seconds a minute. And that's how it needs to be. And if it's vigorously moving, then that's when you need to adjust your dial on your fire or on your electric stove. And that's what I'm doing right now. You want to get it to the adjust speed where it's not going to go too crazy. And I know where my sweet spot is on my eye. You might find yours after you do this so many times. You'll find where your sweet spot is. So mine is between the 8 and the high button. Between the high and the 8 button. That's my sweet spot. Okay? So it's not only extremely high, it's in between. So that's it right there. 90 minutes has been set, and I'll see you when we come back. Okay, family, we're back. You see, I took that off of there. That means there's no more steam or anything, and that's the safe way to go about it. The little thing with this right here is dropped. That means everything is cool. So now we're getting ready to take the top off. Make sure you pull away from yourself. It still have a little sting to it. Pull it away. Okay. Give it a few moments. Okay. And then we're going to take it and move it over to the mat. Okay, now I'm getting ready to bring my jars over. To do 7 jars. As you can see, it looks pretty. It's still boiling. Now you wait 24 hours before you put it on the shelf. You'll take the bands off. You will check and see if it had sealed. There's two ways you can find out that it's sealed. After it's cooled, if you press the middle of your jar, if there's no indentation going in, then if it's not, then it's sealed. If it does go in, that means it did not seal at all. Another way is if you can lift up on that jar on the rim and it stays on there, that means it's sealed. If it don't, you already know it did not do it. After all of them have been sealed and you done checked all that, wipe your jars off, label it, and date it. Okay? 7 jars of the seasoned blend chicken legs. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Okay? Subscribe to our channel. And y'all, have yourself a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye.